This is the Overdue Homework Podcast.
Welcome to the show. That's Trav. I'm Drew.
And I'm Trav.
This is the Overdue Homework Podcast, and as always, we are here to give you our opinions on 80s and 90s media. We talked about this a little bit at the end of the last episode, and we're going to talk about it again. I want you guys to email us at podcast@overduehomework.com, and if you're a brand new emailer, and you include your mailing address or P.O. box or whatever it is that we can mail to you, you will get one sticker for every email signed. Well, two stickers, I suppose. One signed by me and one signed by Trav.
Oh, yeah.
They're worth absolutely nothing, but you're going to get them.
Now.
As of now, you're going to get them. You're going to get them. So with that out, podcast@overduehomework.com. Make sure you listen all the way to the end of every episode so you can get those awesome emails at the end, and you can be part of that.
Please do.
Trav, how are you doing?
Drew, I'm doing exceptionally well.
Good.
I've got some dental work coming up that I thought was going to be $5,000.
Oh.
And then he found a way to make it half the price.
Hell yeah.
And now I found out today that after my insurance, it's only $750.
That's the way you work it.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Not excited to waste any money, but hey, $5,000 down to $750.
That's a big difference.
Boom.
That's a big difference.
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Drew?
I'm doing really good. Nothing's really changed too much in my life. My daughter turned 8, so that's pretty great. She moved down.
Happy birthday, Abby.
Hey, thank you. She moved down to the basement. She got her ears pierced.
Oh.
She is growing up too fast, Trav.
Teenager right around the corner.
She's doing really great. My son's birthday is coming up too. It's the season of birthdays in my family too, so it's pretty exciting stuff.
When's
for
Cam's?
us. Cam's is March 13th, 3/13/23. I like that.
That is my best friend's birthday.
Crazy.
Well, I shouldn't claim him as my best friend. I have best friends, but one of my best friends, that's his exact birthday.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
That's really cool.
3/13/23. And his Cam's golden birthday is going to be on a Thursday. He misses a Friday the 13th golden birthday by 1 year.
Dang it.
I'm like, as soon as he was born on the 13th, I'm like, well, let's see when his golden birthday is. I'm like, no, it's a Thursday. Because that would have been badass. Golden birthday on a Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
That's going to... I'm going to try to work with him and make 13 maybe his favorite number.
Hey, it's my favorite number.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Mine's 11, in case anybody was wondering.
Nice.
Nobody was, so that's okay.
You know how many people heard me say 13? Like, I wonder what Drew's is. And they only had to wait 3 seconds.
3 seconds,
to find
because
that.
it's 11.
Yeah. So was Evie waiting like she was dying to get her ears pierced, or was this like a promise ahead of time? Once you turn 8, we can get your ears pierced.
So it was like we've offered to let her get her ears pierced basically whenever she's ready. We started telling her that she can get her ears pierced around the age of 6.
Okay.
And she would be like, yeah, let's do it. And then she would chicken out. And then she
okay.
would be like, yeah, let's do it. And then she would chicken out. It's total no pressure from us. Like, when you want to do it, we'll do it.
Sure.
And finally she was like, I want to do it for my 8th birthday. And we're like, great. Got all the way up to the day of doing it. She's like, I still want to do it. And we're like, awesome.
All right.
So we go and do it. We go to this store. They have this princess package that you can pay for.
Ooh.
She gets a tiara and some fancy glass of juice. And
Nice.
then they pierce her ears.
Nice.
And so she was all in about it, loved it. No tears, no nothing. The no tears thing really surprised me.
Yeah.
Evelyn's a crier. So, but no tears. She did really, really great. It was pretty cool.
Must have been the fancy juice.
It must have been. She was all about it and all into it. So she was definitely ready for it.
Nice.
Definitely ready for it. That's awesome. So, Trav, today in the production of this podcast, I used one section of imdb.com, get some trivia facts from there, because gonna be honest with you, there's not a whole lot on the interwebs about best of the best.
Shocking.
Shocking. I Googled all the Googling that you could Google to find some best of the best facts, best of the best behind the scenes, best of the best stories you've never heard.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
There's nothing out there because nobody wants to talk about this movie except for us. We're going to talk about it. This was my choice in the podcast. So.
Yes, it was.
So, without further ado, of course, our homework today, our homework review is Best of the Best from 1989. Directed by Bob Radler, written by Paul Levine, story by Philip Ree and Paul Levine, produced by Philip Ree, and Peter E. Strauss, starring Eric Roberts as Alex Grady, James Earl Jones as Frank Kuzo. And keep in mind, James Earl Jones was just in the sixth Return of the Jedi in 1983. So 6 years removed, and he's in a Taekwondo movie. What happened, James?
I don't know.
What did he get promised to make this movie? Chris Penn as Travis Brickley, Philip Rhee as Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee in 1989, you would have think that they may have chosen a different name because Tommy Lee, the drummer, was a very famous person at the time. But maybe they did that on purpose. Tommy Lee's in this movie. No, John Dye as Virgil Keller, David Agresta as Sonny Garasso, Tom Everett as assistant coach Don Peterson, Sally Kirkland as Catherine Wade, John P. Ryan as Jennings, Lois Fletcher as Mrs. Grady, Alex's mother, and Eden Gross as Walter Grady, Alex's son. It was released November 10th, 1989, had a budget of $5 million, and it made $1.7 million in the box office.
Hey.
That's $4.1 million in 2024.
Still hasn't made its money.
Still didn't make its money back, even with inflation.
Yeah.
Trav, are you ready to hit this breakdown?
Let's do it.
Best of the best. Did you watch this on a DVD?
I bought it on Vudu.
You bought it on Vudu.
Fandango at home.
So no previews before yours, right?
No.
Okay, so the previews on my disc were Karate Kid, and I'm like, great, I love me some Karate Kid. That'd be a good candidate for our podcast at some time. Radio, which is, what's his name? Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yep.
And Tropic Thunder, you never go full. He went full. That was, even the preview, I was like, oh man, this is like offensive to people with mental and physical disabilities. What is going on here? And then Hellboy, that movie's great, the good one with Ron Perlman, right? Have you seen Hellboy with Ron? Okay.
Yes. How are these movies on the preview for Best of the Best? I am very confused.
That's what it was. It must be because they were all released by Columbia TriStar Pictures, so they must all be Columbia TriStar Pictures.
That is weird.
But that Hellboy, Ron Perlman, 2001, 2002, probably that thing came out in?
Yeah.
Something like that. That is a great movie,
Yeah,
and I need to watch it again. I've probably even seen it since like 2005 or something like that.
It's a really good movie.
It's a very good movie. So our movie opens to a rising sun and dudes doing karate.
Naturally.
Naturally. And an assembly line of cars and some bitchin' Camaros. What else do you want, huh? They're welding shit, punching the clock, real blue-collar types of stuff. Eric Roberts, Alex Grady, because he's a blue-collar guy.
Yeah.
He's a single father to Walter, helping his kid learn how to ride a bike. He's just an all-American dad, right?
Yeah.
All-American dad. Look, I'm doing it. That a boy, Walter. You're doing it. I'm riding alone. I know. The first time he almost cries.
God. So I'm assuming because you didn't have much to research that you couldn't find out anyone else who was up for the role of Alex Grady.
I specifically looked for it, and it seemed like the lack of results means they approached him for this movie.
Yeah.
And he was the number one choice.
Which is rough for me. I'm sorry. Before we even get into any more, he is rough in this movie.
He's an Oscar nominee.
But this movie is, he is, I can't handle him, honestly. Like, the long hair just doesn't look natural on him. He doesn't look like he's done a day of Taekwondo in his life.
Nope.
I don't get it. Between him, James Earl Jones being the coach, who the Korean coach is like with them in the trenches, like doing actual karate, and he just seems like a washed up high school basketball coach
basically
that got signed to be the National American Karate Team.
What, you want me to coach some karate? I could do that.
I breed champions. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then I love Chris Penn, but what the hell is he doing in this movie?
It's a very good question.
With the cowboy hat too.
I feel like
he's one of the 5 best Taekwondo people that you could put in for your team.
And you can't tell me that Champ Kind from Anchorman isn't directly patterned off of this character.
Yeah.
Because it's like the exact same person.
Yeah.
I'm like, David Koechner, I think, is the guy that plays Champ Kind. Like, he must love Best of the Best because he is doing his Chris Penn impression of his acting in this movie. To the T.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is Champ Kind. He looks like him. He acts like him. He's a little bit more racist. Very much so more racist. But
yeah,
oh my God.
Those three are just very out of place.
Very
all
out of place.
Great.
Yeah.
All great actors. But in this movie, yikes.
The sum of the parts did not work out.
Of the parts.
Did not work out for
they
this
don't
one.
show James Earl Jones doing a damn thing.
I wish
nothing other than telling them what to do and has the whistle around his neck. But he never does anything physical.
No.
Period.
No.
How is he the coach? I don't understand.
He knows the game of karate.
He knows the game of karate.
You know, they're pretty ambiguous about whether it is actually taekwondo or it's karate that they're doing. They say karate a couple of times in the beginning of the movie.
They say taekwondo.
They also say taekwondo. I should be saying taekwondo because, I mean, that's a Korean martial art. So I would assume that that's what most of these people from Korea are doing. Yeah. Even though when they do get to the final fight, they're like, it's a mix of judo, karate, taekwondo, and grappling or some other thing like that. But still, they should have just said taekwondo the whole time.
The five they pick is just, it's just, I can't get over it, man. It's just, this guy's got, Alex Rady's got a bum shoulder from years ago, and that's who they're reaching out to for the team.
As like one of the top fighters.
Yeah. Tommy Lee is the only believable person that should be on this team.
He's actually got some major skills. It seems
he's
like.
badass.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Speaking
of Tommy, over to Tommy. He runs a dojo, and a dojo that teaches respect. You guys want to beat each other's faces or be friends?
Be friends.
Be friends. And they be friends. Tommy, he gets a letter, and so does Alex. And they both have been invited to try out for the national karate team, even though it's taekwondo. But that's right, national karate team. One problem, Alex has a bum shoulder. It's been completely reconstructed, and his mom doesn't think it's a good idea for him to compete. Your shoulder's junk.
Mama, I got nothing here.
Competing is the only thing that makes Alex feel like he has any value. What about his son?
What about my son?
Like, he just is like, what about my son? I don't even care, man. Alex will work it out with his son. They work it out over a bedtime story, and Walter gives Alex his blessing. Dad, you better win. And then they kiss on the lips.
Yikes.
That was weird.
That was weird.
It's just weird. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get father, son. You can kiss your kid on the lips. It's fine. But I don't want to see it in a taekwondo movie.
Certainly not.
Eric Roberts does not need to be kissing no kid.
Nah.
Walter Grady. Here's one of the facts I found about this movie. Walter Grady is named after Eric Roberts' father, Walter Grady Roberts.
Hey.
So they must have come to Eric Roberts with this movie.
They had to.
And said, you, taekwondo, James Earl Jones, let's do this.
Don't cut your hair.
And he's like, okay, I can do it.
Okay.
Over to South Korea, the enemy is selecting its team.
Eye patch, dude. You know he's going to be a problem.
You know he's going to be a problem. And then at the trials for the American team, Darth Vader is there. Frank as the coach.
Yep.
We meet all our contenders for the team. Alex, of course. Champ Kind. It's Chris Penn as Travis.
Yeah.
Tommy's there. Virgil, our fighting pacifist. I enjoy his character in this movie, but it's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird. He's fine. He's one of the more like his role, like he plays his role well.
Yeah.
And he's a believable person in that role, but I don't know.
What does he say? I'm an Italian Buddhist?
Yeah,
I'm just
like
kidding. I've never been Italian.
I've never been Italian. And Sonny Grasso. Travis and Sonny, they got to face off right away, and Sonny wins, and Travis is pissed. Travis is pissed about everything in this movie.
Naturally.
Everything in this movie. Tommy makes short work of his opponent. So does Alex and Virgil. Frank, he picks the team. Alex is the only questionable guy on the list.
Yep.
Frank has Alex's back. His expertise is in choosing champions.
The team: Sonny, Travis, Virgil, Tommy, and the final selection, Alex.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I didn't see that coming.
So we're in the locker room. Frank, he's the boss, and that means no women, no alcohol, or drugs. You will eat, sleep, and shit competition. There are 2 rules. Don't be late. Don't ever be late. And we expect you to function as a team. A team is not a team if you don't give a damn about one another. You represent the USA. Remember that you will accomplish your directive to win. Time for one last night out on the town, I guess, though. Why not, right? Why not? One last night out on the town.
One last time, swing over to the bar.
Yep.
But first, let's meet our team's guru. It's a lady.
It's a lady.
It's a lady. How do they introduce her? Legs. Just straight legs.
It's like, there's some serious parallels between this movie and Top Gun.
Yeah.
The way it's shot, the characters, the classroom stuff, the dynamic of the people.
Yep.
Like, it's some serious, like, let's kind of spring some Top Gun action into this a little bit.
If Alex would have ended up with her, that'd have been even more parallels.
Motorcycles, everything.
Everything. We just need a volleyball scene.
Yep, that's it.
Catherine Wade. That is who she is.
Yep.
Our guys hit the dorms, and we get some backstory. Tommy and Alex talk families.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they do.
Sonny flaunts his CDs.
It's 1989, and for some reason he decided to buy opera on CDs.
Yeah.
And buy some popular music, man.
Come on,
those
dude.
things were like $25 a piece.
Right. Virgil and Travis are polar opposites.
Travis is talking about inner and outer labia. Inner and outer labia. Virgil's in.
Yeah, he's in. Let's hit the bar.
Let's do it.
They be drinking and having fun.
Uh-huh.
Virgil, he's got some game. Picking up the chick he weirdly spills on.
Ugh. This coffee's, did I burn you? No, that coffee's not hot enough.
Irish coffee's supposed to be hotter. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Though. I mean,
You can't be serious. No, I'm Virgil.
Travis, he's got some game too. Girl walking in the bathroom and he hits her with the, you going number one or number two?
Oh, man, I should try that someday.
Yeah, it doesn't work. He picks up the bar bully's girlfriend, though, so no problem. He's getting all up on that booty on the dance floor.
Yeah, he is.
And then, Coach Frank shows up to the bar just as the action gets going. And Bert punches his girlfriend.
Shit, baby, I'm sorry.
Kane Hodder. Bert is mostly known for playing Jason Voorhees in 4 of the Friday the 13th films. Melanie Kinnaman, the girlfriend, was in Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, so 1985.
They were in a Friday the 13th movie together.
All right.
Who
Who doesn't love a bar fight?
Who doesn't? I enjoy a bar fight.
Ree has some real skills.
He really does.
Smacking that cigarette out of his mouth. Motherfucker.
And then he just, after he gets that cigarette kicked out of his mouth, he's just like, whoa, impressive.
Yeah.
Roberts is the worst fighter of the bunch, right?
Yeah.
He barely fights.
Yeah.
I do have to say that when he does join that fight, it's like almost over. He's talking on the phone the whole time.
Right.
I'll give him props on the clothesline, though.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Sweet.
But he's like the worst, like...
He just doesn't look the part.
Eric Roberts can't fight.
He can't fight. He's wearing a V-neck in 1989.
Yep.
I don't know. He just looks out of place.
He does.
He does not look like he should be on that team. But if he's not on it, he's going to cry. So apparently we got to put him on there. But, our guys mop the floor with those goons at the bar. And Frank puts an end to it. And then they all leave after trashing the bar.
And the bartenders say nothing. They just stand there and watch him leave.
They're part of the national karate team.
That's okay.
Oh, that's fine. The next day, we meet Catherine Wade. She's a woman.
Yep, she's a woman. She makes sure to say it, too.
Right.
I'm a woman. Thanks, Catherine.
Thanks for clearing that up. She's there to train the mind-body relationships for the fighters. Okay, sure.
Great.
Frank isn't really all that interested. He's a little skeptical.
He is. Kind of set in his ways. He's an old-timer type of guy.
But without Catherine's help, all the equipment and physical training won't mean shit. So there's that. Out in the gym, it's time to run for 5 minutes. Okay, sure. Whatever.
5 miles.
5 miles. Yeah, not a big deal.
20 laps.
Yeah.
That's 5 miles.
Yeah,
I knew that.
Eric Roberts looks like he's going to keel over for real.
Like for real, right?
And Catherine gets to talk to the team.
It is funny when they are doing that bit of running on the track. Like Tommy Lee is like easily running, no problem, anything. And Eric Roberts literally looks like he's gonna pass out.
Right, and he probably only ran a quarter lap before that. But he's done for. But she tells them her plan, uniting body and mind. But Travis is a dick.
Of course he is.
What's your number?
Winning is a habit, and unfortunately, so is losing. Frank, he's captivated by Catherine's plan at this point. He's all in.
Yeah.
He's ready to go
Just
now.
the general, winning speech.
I like that. I like that.
I breed champions. Back in the dorms, the mystery of Tommy extends.
It does. We don't know what's going on there.
He is uninterested in talking about his family.
No siblings. I'm going to go to bed.
Flash to Korea. Them Koreans be training.
Training hard, man.
Training hard. And then back in the U.S., and these Americans, they be training.
They be training
not,
as well.
Not as hard,
No,
but they're
definitely.
training. It doesn't seem like they're training for a karate tournament.
No, it really
There's
doesn't.
so little karate
Right.
in their training. It just seems like, I don't know.
It's almost like when they were making the movie, they had more sparring and stuff in it, and the director and stuff was just like, oh.
This looks bad.
We're going to have them do sit-ups and stuff
Yeah.
instead.
They just never look fast ever. Like,
Ever.
especially Travis, he never looks fast.
Ever.
Anytime he's doing anything tricky, it's clearly not Chris Penn.
It's
like,
clearly
all
not
right,
Chris Penn.
He just lost 40 pounds all of a sudden in this little fighting montage, but sure. But we get to a montage.
I love those red tracksuits that the Koreans wear.
Love them.
Like, I want to go as one of the Korean fighters for Halloween next year. I love those red
Eye
tracksuits.
patch?
Yeah, definitely. I wish I'll probably have to get a wig so I can have the same flat top thing he's got going on, but because I ain't got no hair no more, Trav. I also always thought that the running through the snow was super badass.
Super
as a kid.
badass.
I was just like, oh my God, they're running through that snow.
Like, they are clearly going to win when you're
Clearly.
looking at the training in comparison.
Clearly.
But, we find out that the matches, in case of a tie, are settled by breaking bricks.
Great.
Sure.
Why not?
Catherine, she's no slouch. She smashes them bricks.
She does. Like, I couldn't tell if the bricks were foam or if they were just like kind of pre-cut.
Yeah.
But they kind of look like real bricks. Like,
Kinda.
yeah, but she did it.
Yeah. She did it. She doesn't look believable doing
Movie
it.
magic.
Movie magic. She's just like channeling her chi and just boom, one
does
shot,
it.
she's done.
Yeah.
Then them Koreans, though, they're out slapping trees. So if you think okay, they're breaking through 4 bricks, and then they, smash cut.
Smash cut.
Koreans smashing trees. Like, okay.
There's literally no explanation to why it cuts to that scene at all.
No explanation.
Have them punching trees.
Punch some trees. Okay, sure. So it's dinner time.
Yay.
Travis is a real racist ass, and
Yep.
he's being super aggressive for no real reason.
Like, for real, what's his deal?
I don't understand this scene. Like, why is he pissed? Like,
Don't know.
I don't get it. Like,
He's like, racism bubbling, gotta let it out.
but Tommy plays it cool, and he embarrasses Travis, so it's fine.
I'll definitely skip the joke
Yeah.
that he says because
Yeah.
it makes me pretty uncomfortable. But
For sure.
it's an interesting way to. So it's an interesting look at racism, I think, from like our point of view now in 2025, as opposed to what it was in 1989.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to make Tommy look like he came out on top of it,
Yep.
but he didn't like refute the racism. Nobody said the racism was inappropriate or anything
Yeah.
like that. He like made a racist joke about himself
Yep.
as like a survival instinct, somebody like that he would have had to have done in real life in 1989 as an
Right.
Asian man in America.
When
It's
it's like, in all realistic, like, he could have kicked the shit out of Travis right there for saying anything.
For real.
But whatever, he took it like a champ.
I guess.
So it's time for the classroom scene. The Koreans are tough.
They are tough.
And we get a breakdown of all the Korean fighters and who's fighting who. Sonny gets Young Kim. He's crippled more than one fighter.
Great.
That's exactly what I want to hear as
Great.
I'm doing some training that is not comparable. Travis gets Tung Sung Moon.
Yep.
And Virgil gets Hancho. And Alex gets Saijin Kwon, the best fighter of his generation.
Why isn't he fighting Tommy Lee then?
Why is he not fighting Tommy? Why is he fighting the bum shoulder Alex Grady? I don't know. But finally, Tommy, he fights Dahan Park, #1 in the world. So
No.
I guess that's why.
Yeah. So the other guy's not the greatest fighter of his
He's
generation?
the best fighter of his generation.
Okay.
That doesn't mean he's the best in the world.
Just his generation.
This guy is the best in the world.
Dahan Park is Tommy Lee's real life brother. Philip Ree's real life brother.
That's badass.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
Yep.
And He's the eye patch guy.
Yep, the eye patch guy. Yep. The coolest dude in the movie.
The coolest dude in the movie, obviously.
Obviously.
That night, we find out Tommy's backstory. He watched his brother die at the hands of Daehan Park. That's scary.
Yep.
So he hates that guy.
I hate that guy.
I hate that guy. And the second training montage.
Yep, number 2.
Kicks, weights, and punching. None of it looks fast.
Nope.
None of it looks like they're professionals. None of it looks like they've ever done it before, except for Tommy.
Yep, it's lit cool.
The lighting is great.
Is cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And their outfits, I like those. But Tommy's sparring with Travis, and Tommy's pulling his punches.
Man.
Frank doesn't like that.
Nope.
Why are you afraid to finish it? What are you afraid of? Daehan won't give you a second chance.
No, he won't.
Tommy goes and punches his anger out.
Yeah.
Until Alex takes him to bed.
Like, literally, he goes in there and has, like, a little heart with him. It's, like, obviously almost crying at this point. And then he's like, let's go to bed.
Let's go to bed.
And Tommy's like, okay, let's go to bed.
You're right, Alex.
So they go to bed together in their dorm room and probably make out for a little while.
A little bit.
Training montage number 3.
Boom.
Jumping rope, punching bags, kicking bags, doing sit-ups on some guy's back. Yeah, it's a montage.
Yeah.
Later, and the team is meditating with Catherine.
Travis is slowly warming up to the unorthodox training.
He's sitting there, at least, unlike last time where he was laying down with the towel on his face. So at least he's sitting there.
Yeah.
And the Koreans are standing under a waterfall.
Sure.
That'd be pretty cold.
Yeah.
The Americans are running on the beach.
Yeah. This is probably like top
there
most
you go.
useless scenes.
Yeah, and that's the Top Gun beach scene, right?
Yeah, well, that's
there
true.
You go, right?
That's why it's in there.
That's why it's in there.
Because there's no other reason for that to be in there.
And Chris Penn is having a hard time keeping up with the group.
Definitely. Like, how can you show the Koreans running in snow and then show these guys in their Adidas suits running on the beach?
Running on the beach.
And then the most recent time I'm watching, like, why are they running through the water as it's coming up? Maybe that makes it tougher?
Yeah, more resistance.
I guess. Sure.
Makes it harder.
Yeah.
Makes it so much harder running through the water a little bit.
The music and Eric Roberts' hair in the wind. That scene is rough for me. It just seems so unnecessary.
Oh, boy. So we're back at the training facility, and at the payphone, Travis answers it, even though it never rang.
Yep.
It's for Alex. You want it, you get it. Travis is such a dick.
Bad news. Walter got hit by a car.
Alex has to leave to go to his son because, duh. That's what you'd have to do.
Right.
See you later. One problem, though. Coach Frank says he's off the team if he leaves. No exceptions, even your probably dying son.
Yeah.
No exceptions. I'm an asshole.
And then
Plain
what?
and simple.
Like, there's no replacement, right?
No.
They just keep going on as if we'll have 4 then.
We'll have
So
4.
they're
Fine.
I'll jump in if I have to.
Alex is rightfully gobsmacked at this proposition that he can't go be with this. He's like, what?
Obviously.
He starts to cry a little bit. They leave in Korea in 3 days. It's your choice. And of course, he's out of there.
Obviously.
There's no other way. No, I mean, as a parent, I'm like, duh. I probably wouldn't even have said anything. I'd probably be like, I'm out. See ya. I don't know. Tommy convinces Alex to leave his gear. He just needs to come back as soon as he can. They will deal with Coach Frank. So Tommy, he's a good buddy.
Yeah,
he's a good buddy. Walter is not looking good. He's in a coma. It's unknown when he'll come out of it. Who knows? Eric Roberts shines in his emotional performance in this scene. It is his best scene. It is his best scene.
It is his best scene.
It's his best scene. It is. Walter wakes up.
Hey.
Alex can go back to fighting immediately, so he's back at the training facility.
They be kicking bags and gathering data. And Alex is back and willing to beg to get back on this team. I need this. This is the only thing I know I'm good at. Don't take that away from me, please.
Met with no answer from Frank. Who's next? Tommy? Your Eric Roberts impersonation is A+. Chef's kiss on that. It sounds exactly like him.
It was. I'm telling you,
it's
man.
good, dude. Like, that is a good impression. I love it. Tommy, he's still pulling his punches while kicks because they're kicking that bag. Do it again! Tommy doesn't pull his kick and lights Virgil up, maxing out the machine and that's measuring their kicks. Tommy's disgusted with himself and runs off, quitting the team. So he's going to get on his bike and ride off into the sunset.
Yay.
That's what else he would do. So there's a thing on the internet that I did not include in here because I wasn't going to talk about it, but now I'm going to talk about it. It said that Philip Ree was actually really pissed during the making of the scene and really broke the machine that they were using for this. I don't believe it.
I don't believe
I
it.
don't think so. What was he mad about?
Yeah. He's pissed at Chris Penn for being a douchebag.
Pissed at everybody for being really bad actors in this movie. I'm just putting my whole livelihood behind it. I don't know.
It did, when he breaks that machine, though, it reminds me of DBZ World Tournament when Vegeta doesn't hold back his punch and destroys the machine.
It reminded me of Rocky IV when Ivan Drago is punching a similar thing, but he's punching and not kicking, and he maxes out the machine.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. So, like I said, Tommy, he's off on his bike, go right off into the sunset. Alex stops him, and Tommy comes clean about Daehan Park. I'm afraid.
You gotta deal with this. You need this fight for you, man. You need this for you. You're an asshole if you leave.
Tommy leaves. We get a somber motorcycle ride.
Hey!
Yay. He does look really good on that bike.
He does look really good. I'll give him that. He does look good on the bike.
They be filling some time.
They be filling some time, for sure.
I love that ballad. What a great ballad when he's on that bike. I love that ballad. The next day, and Wade confronts Frank about Tommy and Daehan. Tommy is the only one that stands a chance against him. Frank was Tommy's brother's coach. The plot thickens.
Hey.
Oh my God. He died because I failed and I was not prepared. I will never let that happen again, ever. Maybe you should have quit coaching after you let one of your fighters die in the first time around. I don't know.
Seriously.
Maybe you should. The three remaining team members plead with Frank to let Alex come back. Even Travis cares. Since when? All of a sudden, he cares now for the plot. Frank is surprised that they stepped up. I'll be damned. Was this his plan all along to get the team to step up for him, or do you think he's just a total asshole and was expecting them not to come back?
You know, until right now, I just thought he was a total asshole.
We'll go with that.
Expecting him not to come back. But, it does make sense in the grand scheme of things that he wants the team, like you said right away, it's one of the two rules. We gotta be a good team. So this might have been forcing rule number 2.
I didn't think about that fact either, but it makes sense with the story now.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones did not convey that with his performance, though.
No, he did not.
Not one bit.
Not
so
at
that's
all.
you drawing your own conclusion with that.
Right.
It seems to make sense for the story that would maybe be the catalyst for him being like, I'll be damned. that one line is supposed to make it seem like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes sense for the story that maybe that's how it was written, but he didn't do a good job of conveying that to us.
No.
So Frank, he visits Alex mid-shave.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you're back on the team, even though we don't see that. In the gym, Alex is back.
Yeah.
Tommy is filling up his hog on the side of the road and sees some brothers. The younger of the two drops his ice cream. The older gives his away to his younger brother.
That's it. Tommy is going to fight.
That's all it took.
That's all it took.
It's convenient how it exactly mirrored his memory of the day his brother died.
Oh, man.
At the airport, and Tommy's back. No apologies needed. Everyone's happy to see him, even Travis.
Yeah.
Pull away handshake into an awkward high five.
Yeah.
The high five was so weird. In Korea at the tournament, to the voice of Ahmad Rashad.
The fourth out of place person in this movie.
Ahmad Rashad.
Ahmad
Rashad.
Of all the people.
Ahmad Rashad.
Ahmad Rashad.
Interesting. Time to kick some ass, finally. Almost. But first, some guys screaming in Korean.
Yeah, why not?
And then a pep talk from Frank. So it must have been gibberish. Why not give us some like subtitles?
Something.
Just a few.
Come on.
Like go beat those guys or something.
It could be the most generic, incorrect translation to what he's saying, but give us something.
Because there's nothing. It just seems like these dudes are just screaming into the wind. Like there's nothing. There's nothing with the lines. Why is he screaming? Quit screaming. But we do get that pep talk from Frank, and those black geese look really great on those guys.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the good guys are in black and the bad guys are in white.
Hey, that's not normal.
That's not normal. Today you have a chance to be the best martial artists in the world. It's up to you. If you give everything you've got, everything, all with all your heart, you'll be winners. That I promise you. You can be the best of the best. He said it.
He did. He said it. There it is. There's the movie title.
He said it. Yay.
Let's fight already.
Yeah.
Both teams enter. They face each other and bow. Daehan doesn't bow.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't with that eye
Insulting.
patch. That bastard. Walter is there.
Do you think he maybe just missed the fact that everybody was bowing because of the eye patch?
Hey, that is possible.
He just, oh shit! Oh damn it!
Crap.
Everybody was bowing. But yes, Walter is there. He was just in a coma, and now he's on the other side of the world.
Sure.
Alex, thanks, Frank, almost crying. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's my son doing here? Sonny versus Young Kim. Sonny does pretty good.
Yeah.
But he ends up losing. Korea 11. USA 7.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Next up is Virgil versus Hancho. Virgil doesn't do his team any favors.
Not one bit.
He gets knocked down 3 times, and he only scores 2 points out of 3 rounds.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. So now it's up Korea 20. USA 9.
Oh my God.
What is it setting up for? And now we're up to Travis versus Tung Sung Moon. In a stunning comeback, Travis ties the match at 3 each. So it's time to break some bricks.
Yeah.
Travis, he breaks 7. Tung Sung Moon with the ridge hand blow. He breaks 9 out of the 10.
Why are you even counting them for?
So Travis loses the match.
Ahmad Rashad he says he's using something called the ridge hand.
The ridge hand. Unorthodox. Okay, sure. Because you're a professional in this? Okay.
I guess.
Whatever. Korea 23, USA 11. 2 fights to go. It's Alex versus Sai-Jin Kwon. It's up to you and me, Alex.
We're taking home the gold, Tommy.
Because of Alex's performance, the Americans are closing the gap. Alex is kicking that dude's ass.
Hell yeah.
Until the vicious flying back knuckle.
Oh my God, he hit him with the vicious flying back knuckle.
The round ends with some extracurriculars after the buzzer.
Oh my goodness.
But the ref didn't see it. The third round begins with advice from Frank. Step aside and hit him with your ridge hand.
They love that ridge hand.
They love that ridge hand.
Ridge hand.
It works. Thanks, coach. Thanks for giving me this last minute advice here. Bam, with Alex knocked down, he gets an axe kick to his bum shoulder. Yikes.
Pop it! Tommy, pop it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Oh, Tommy does it.
Oh, man. He does it. And Alex screams like a stuck pig.
Yeah, that's a little bit of overacting there by Mr. Eric Roberts.
It's a lot of overacting. Just him falling over all awkwardly over and over the shoulder. It's like, why do you keep falling?
Just get out of there,
onto
dude.
your knee, like over and over. They're like trying to help him, and he's like resisting the help and falling over again and again. Like, okay, dude, just take a damn chill pill. But as long as Alex can hold on for 30 seconds and complete the match, his points will count. He just has to make it 30 seconds. Not only does he make it, he kicks the dude out of the ring.
Yeah.
Match over. And Alex really did a great job and closed the gap in points considerably.
Yeah, he did.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah, big time.
Korea 29, USA 22.
Yeah.
It's the fight we've all been waiting for. It's Tommy versus Daehan Park.
And this one is personal.
Don't hold back. You can do it. The fight starts and Tommy gets punched in the face.
Just immediately.
Oh, that's not looking good because
No,
we
not.
know he's the best.
Yeah.
So
No.
that's concerning for sure.
Punched him right in the face.
Yeah. Clock. This isn't looking good for Tommy.
No.
Daehan just scoring points. Tommy steps up his game quickly, though, and they trade sweet spraying head kicks back and forth. And then Daehan kicks Tommy in the dick.
He does. It's an illegal hit.
It's a legal hit, but the ref didn't see it. The round ends. Tommy needs 6 points for a KO.
He's going for the KO if Daehan doesn't KO him first.
With 1 minute left, can Tommy do it? Tommy knocks Daehan down, and it could be it. If Daehan stays down, it's a TKO and the USA wins. But Daihan struggles to his feet. Tommy can end this and take him out. But this means he's going to kill Daihan.
Because that's what that means,
That's
right?
what that means. He's going to kill him. No. Tommy doesn't do it, and the Koreans win 33-32.
Oh.
I guess there's honor in that.
Oh.
The fact that Tommy didn't kill Daihan.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure. You were dreaming of doing exactly that, but fine.
We couldn't do it.
You won the match. Don't ever forget that. That's it. Korea gets presented with their medals. That's it. Movie over. Nope. Diane hobbles over to Tommy, and Alex is crying again.
To save a life in defeat is to earn victory and honor from within. Your brother, too, was a great fighter. I deeply regret your loss, and I offer myself as your brother.
Fuck that. You killed my real brother. But Diane gives Tommy his medal, and Alex cries some more.
That's
obviously.
what he do.
The rest of the Korean team follows suit and give their medals to the Americans as well. Much respect was earned that day.
Yep.
All right, sure. Freeze frame on a crying Tommy and Alex.
Roll credits.
Yikes.
Travis, what did you think of that movie? You won't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I'm not trying to shit on anybody's
No,
parade, but
please.
it was brutal.
Please do.
It's rough. Like, I'm going to, of course, love this movie forever because we pounded it out for the podcast.
Yeah.
And I watched it so many times, but Alex Grady, Eric Roberts, rough. Just rough. Super rough. I can't get over his crying. And you're going to make me beg. Because I will do it.
I could listen to you do that impression all day long. It's so good, man. It's so good.
But, you know, I think you honestly described it before we watched it perfectly, that it's going to make Bloodsport look like Oscar worthy.
For real.
It does.
It really does.
Like, oh my God, if I compare the two, this is like, it's horrible compared to Bloodsport. Bloodsport is amazing. And what's weird to me is that killing is allowed in this. That's a thing. Like, that happens once you make it on the American or any karate team. If it's the national tournament, it's to the death.
The death.
You can kill people. That doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't.
Like, my cousin was in karate for a long time. He was in the Junior Olympics for sparring. So you wear a helmet.
Yep.
And you wear a chest pad that looks like a catcher at a Major League Baseball. And you get points based on hitting in the colored areas. You know, you get hit in the head, you get a point.
Right.
But you have a helmet on.
Right.
It's not like you said, switching off head kicks to the face. No, like, it doesn't work that way. You don't just kill people and life goes on.
Full contact, bare knuckle karate.
Because Catherine pre-warns them that, like, people have died at this before. They wouldn't exist still.
People were dying left and right.
There's no way this would exist. There's no way. So this blows my mind. For a karate tournament movie, I expected to like it a lot more, but Eric Roberts just... I can almost get over anyone else, Chris Penn, James Earl Jones, but Eric Roberts...
Maybe
he should do it.
He shouldn't have played crying the whole movie. Like, maybe don't do that.
Maybe he shouldn't have been so emotional.
He was very emotional.
Very emotional. From the beginning.
From the beginning. Just completely emotional.
And his mom's telling him what to do.
Yeah.
And
like, he looks like a 45-year-old dude in this movie.
He does.
Is he supposed to be portraying, like, 25?
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird. It's really weird.
I don't know. He looks old as hell.
Yeah. Just so many unnecessary things in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, taking his son to learn how to ride bike.
Sure.
Totally pointless.
Very much so.
Why is that even in the movie for?
Right.
Running on the beach in their Adidas tracksuits. Why is that in the movie? I have no idea. But
they be filling time.
Give me that. I'd rather watch Tommy on the bike for 3 more scenes than we saw and get rid of those other ones.
There you go. They should have just had him on the bike for 20 minutes.
Should have had way more Tommy.
I would have been fine with that.
Way more Tommy.
Why wasn't there more Tommy?
I don't know.
There should have been more
You'd think they would have leaned hard on him because he's the believable one that should be on the team.
There should have been more fighting with Tommy. More fighting.
But I know you loved it as a kid, so what do you think now after rewatching?
So it still, like, holds a special spot in my, like, life.
Naturally.
Because of growing up with taekwondo and everybody's saying, you got to watch Best of the Best. It's so awesome and stuff like that. Admittedly, I don't know if I can watch it again after that. It's honestly,
yeah.
I have it. I bought it, so I have it now in perpetuity.
Yeah, I bought it digitally, so I'm stuck with it.
So maybe I'll find myself watching this movie again sometime in the future, but it's not at the top of any of my lists.
Yeah.
It was plenty. For a tournament fighter movie, it is just subpar.
Yeah.
There's just so many better options out there. If you want to take the best you can do with this movie is having fun with it like we did.
Definitely.
And not being afraid to laugh at it,
Yeah.
not taking it too seriously.
Right.
And that's what we did. And that's what made this movie fun to watch this time. Because while I was watching it, I'm like, oh, we're going to talk about that. Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So that made the watch much different than it was when I was younger. And it made the watch interesting for me again. I don't see myself coming back to this one anytime soon.
Probably not. And it's only an hour and 37 minutes, but probably 37 of those minutes are unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Cut out a montage.
Cut out 3 of them montages.
Less montages, more Tommy on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Okay, I can go
There
for
we
that.
go.
I can go for that.
More eye patch.
More eye patch. Yeah, maybe they should have if anything, shown us like all of a sudden they were like training like they did the qualification thing to get on the team, and then there were no other fights besides this gigantic championship fight.
Yeah.
There should have been maybe a couple other
Should have at least
fights.
given us some of the Korean fights.
There
or
you
something.
go,
Like,
something.
Show, especially if they're saying he's crippled this many people and this and that. Let's show a little bit of that. Give us some montage of that.
Give us some montage.
Build up the intensity of how scared we should be of these guys so that it's a little more crazy that they almost beat them.
The only thing we knew of them is that they run through snow.
They run through snow.
And they slap trees.
They slap trees.
That's all we know.
And they've got unorthodox
ridge hands.
Ridge hands. So,
Knuckle push-ups on a bridge, too. They did do knuckle push-ups on a bridge.
That was pretty cool.
That was, I will say.
All of their training was actually interesting to watch.
It was cool.
It was realistic.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, with that out of the way, Trav, should we move over to the homework assignment?
Let's do it.
All right. So we're doing a big one. It's a big one.
It's a big one.
The Terminator from 1984, directed by James Cameron, written by James Cameron and Gail Ann Hurd, produced by Gail Ann Hurd, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese, Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, cinematography by Adam Greenberg, edited by Mark Goldblatt, music by Rad Fidel, what a name, production companies, Hemdale, Pacific Western Productions, Eurofilm Funding, and Cinema 84, distributed by Orion Pictures. It was released October 26th, 1984. It had a budget of $6.4 million and a box office of $78.3 million. That is $236.3 million in 2025.
That's what I like to see.
That's what I like to see.
I like to see a budget of 6.4.
Yep.
And just anywhere above that.
A 10Xer.
Yeah, don't give me a $5 million and only come away with 1.7.
When was the last time you saw Terminator?
I was probably like 10.
That long ago?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been probably a good 10, 15 years for me, too.
It's been at least 10 since I've seen T2, probably.
Yeah.
So.
I'm excited to do the homework for this one because it's going to be on VHS for me, at least a couple of the watches.
Yeah.
Doing the homework on VHS is a little tough. Watching it on TV across my room while I'm on my computer. So I did get a DVD copy of it. I got a Blu-ray copy of it. A Blu-ray copy of it. So I'll be watching that on my computer while I take my notes. Excited for this one, Trav. It's going to be pretty dang fun to do this one. I can't wait.
Yeah, it is.
It's a seriously good movie, and it's another Arnold movie. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I can't wait. Trav, with all of that out of the way, why don't you hit me with the outro, please?
Let's do it. We actually have some emails. Thank you, people, for emailing. So our first one is from Riley Bob. He says, "Hey guys, love the podcast. Long-time listener, first-time emailer. Upon a recent rewatching of a 90s classic, Surf Ninjas, it dawned on me that in the 90s, there was a heavy push for movies for kids being karate ninja masters that can truly defeat bad guys. He gives examples of Three Ninjas, Surf Ninjas, Sidekicks, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. Did either of you guys ever have a karate phase growing up or ever achieve the ultimate achievement, an unlock of master? Keep up the good times. And as a recommendation for homework, definitely check out any of those movies he mentioned. We will, Riley.
Oh, we will, Riley.
We will. So did you have your karate phase?
Of course I did. Am I a boy born before 1990? Then yes, of course I had a karate phase. I was in taekwondo for a number of years. It was a lot of fun. I talked about it a little bit last episode too. I made to a red belt. So that's pretty good.
That's pretty
good. Red belt as like a 12-year-old. So all those belts are mainly ceremonial. As long as you can like learn a form and like kick a board, they're like, sure, here's your belt, kid.
So, so not necessarily you're off kicking asses.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It was more of like a thing to stay
Go
active.
through the motions, and then you get your belt.
Right, exactly. So it was a lot of fun. I loved all that stuff. Taekwondo, karate, all those movies, all that stuff. Of course I did. I loved all that stuff. What about you, Trav?
I mean, I went through a huge phase of loving it.
Yeah.
Like, so if that works for Riley, I love all these movies he's listing.
Absolutely.
And Power Rangers and all that for sure. My cousins were super into karate, so I was like involved, and I saw a lot of tournaments, and they were really good. I mean, like I said, my older cousin, he was in the Junior Olympics for karate because
really
was badass. But yeah, I never went through a phase myself. I don't know. I guess I was like too nervous to go do it myself.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Let's go get taekwondo lessons, Trav. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Go to the taekwondo place, start taking classes with a bunch of 8-year-olds. I'm down. Let's do it.
Do it. But yeah, in all seriousness, we are for sure going to get to some of those movies.
Yep.
Reminder to Riley, we did TMNT, the first one,
yeah.
long time ago.
Long time
episode
ago.
16.
Yeah, something like that.
Super long time ago. But we'll be getting to the second one this summer. So we got that coming up, and we might be sneaking in some Three Ninjas here after that, too.
It got moved up the list. Well, by moved up, I mean put on the list today. So, yes,
today.
Put on the list today.
We're pumped for that. So our next one here is from Man Bear Pig. Gets us again with, could it be more 90s? He says, no, it's not a Friends reference, Trav. Very funny. Have you seen The Rock? If you haven't, you're in for a ride. Cage and Connery crush it. It has a huge cast of 90s action B-stars that make every military movie possible in that decade. I know you guys will do a great job breaking it down. Just do your best. My favorite quote of the movie, he says. I have so many other movies to recommend, but my fellow listeners need to put in their 2 cents.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's good advice from Man Bear Pig.
He's given us a lot of good suggestions. So
he really has.
We found a way to squeeze The Rock in this year.
It's
so
coming.
It'll be coming.
It's
this
coming.
Year. We'll do our best.
6-7 months to wait, but it's coming.
It's coming. And then I actually had another buddy who's been a longtime listener of the podcast hit me up on Messenger, which was really awesome because I didn't know if he's still listening. He said he's excited to see how our show evolves and whatever. He's been listening since the beginning. He just randomly said, listen to the last episode today, and I was surprised that you didn't know who Salil Moon Fry was. She was in an episode of Friends.
Oh.
So he said he didn't remember exactly which episode. I know now. But it's the one where Joey wore extra shirts and sweaters because his date kept punching him. And that's like the whole joke of the episode is she playfully punches him, but it really hurts. And he tries to tell her, but she doesn't believe that she could actually hurt him.
So he just wears extra clothing for padding?
Well, when he's going to come break up with her, he wears 6 sweaters. He's like, is it obvious that I'm wearing 6 sweaters? And they're like, yeah, but the reason isn't. And then he's like, well, man, if she hurts me normally, I can't imagine what she's going to do when I take away the Joey love. So, yeah, that's the
Joey,
Punky Brewster that we were talking about last episode, which I've never seen that, but she is in Friends, and I should have known that.
Soleil Moon Fry.
Soleil Moon Fry.
What a name. What a name.
What a name. But thank you guys so much for sending in some emails for us. That was awesome. Please keep the emails coming at podcast@overduehomework.com. And make sure you follow us on socials if you're not already, at Facebook and Instagram at Overdue Homework Podcast. And as always, make sure you tune in to the next exciting episode of the Overdue Homework Podcast.